I might not mention it.
Welcome back to the 5th annual Ordinary Women Doing Extraordinary Things award ceremony. We would like to continue with our program, and at this time, Angela Kendricks. Since we're all called to serve, that's considered an ordinary act. However, she never fails to show up despite her own circumstances, and she shows up and executes with love, never looking for anything in return. That's extraordinary. A lot of times people puff themselves up, they need affirmation and they need to be puffed up by other people, but you won't get that from Angela Kendricks. She's a licensed minister. She provides local and long distance transportation to those needing assistance to appointments. She provides her delicious baked goods for bereaved families, and you'll find out later why I keep talking about bereaved, okay? To bring comfort and for occasions. Always willing to lend a helping hand while giving God the glory every step of the way. She never complains, y'all, where there is a need. She is there to always share and lend a helping hand. And I just want to say that I don't even remember how many years ago it was that we met at a women's retreat. And it was a whole lot of years ago. And we just bonded at that time, and we have remained, friends and doing ministry, in the area when I lived here in Fredericksburg. And even though I'm, all the way on the other side of the world now, we still keep in touch, and I believe we're still doing ministry, because wherever God is, there's ministry, right? Amen. So we're still doing ministry. So at this time, Angela, I will ask you to come up and receive your award. Is there anything you would like to say?
I just want to say to God be the glory, and I thank Him for this day, because this is the day that He has made, and we will rejoice and we will be glad in it. And I want to say to my sister, I thank you, because all week what kept coming to me was to God be the glory, and to God be the glory for this day, for the next day, and whatever He has in store for us to continue. In the name of Jesus.
Amen.
Hallelujah.
Amen.
Hallelujah.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you all.
At this time, I am going to ask Tammy to come and introduce our next recipient.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
My name is Tammy Mobley. I am the founder of an empowerment group called Real Girls. Real Girls stands for Responsible, Empowered, and Love. Real girls are responsible for their actions in their homes and their community. They're empowered to use their voice. And they're loved, we say, not only by their immediate family, but now they're loved by their Real Girls family. So the young lady that I want to bring up here, her name is Kenya Saray. And I want to clap it up for her before we get this started. And I know this event is called Ordinary Women Doing Extraordinary Things, but let me tell y'all, there's nothing ordinary about my Kenya. And there's nothing ordinary about any of my Real Girls, so I'm so happy to nominate her. The way I found Kenya, about us, we are a very hyped program. We do a lot of things in the community. And I see this little girl on social media just beating drums. And like beating drums and talking and doing inspirational stuff. And I'm like, who is this little girl? Like, I just need her to be a part of my organization. Like, I need her to be a real girl. Ironically, her name was the official Roma girl, right? And I'm like, okay, official Roma girl, she's gonna be a real girl. So I slid into her DM and slid into her mama's DM and I said, can she be a real girl? And she said, of course, I would love for her to be a real girl. That was 3 years ago. So Kenya has been here. She mentors elementary school girls within our organization. She is a phenomenal public speaker. There's a children's business fair that's held every year in Richmond. She was the moderator last year for the business fair. She's an entrepreneur. She said that it be the impact that you want to see every day. She sells shirts, she sells hoodies, she sells hats. And then even before we knew about this, I think about 2 weeks ago, I seen her on social media and I'm like, what is my little Kenny doing right now? And she represented Henrico Public Schools at the Henrico Supervisors Board meeting, and that is a big accomplishment.
Yeah.
Just to be at a young age, so when someone said, they tagged me and said, hey, real girls, look at this, and I said, I'm gonna nominate not only her, I nominated another one of my girls also, and they reached out and said, both of your girls were awarded. I'm like, what? And to know that it's the first time teen girls have been awarded, and then just to be in the room with so many other phenomenal women, like I'm so very proud of her. So come on up, Kenya.
Thank you so much, Ms. Tammy, for recognizing me. Thank my mother and my grandmother for instilling the ability to be a servant to the community, and I'm just thankful to God be the glory to be here with amazing women, and I'm just honored, so thank you, and I will continue to be a servant of God. So I thank you guys for having me, and God be with you.
We have another young lady that we did honor today. Her name is Michaela. She is unable to be here today because she had a family emergency, but again, she is part of the Real Girls organization. She provides mentorship to elementary school girls. Once a month, we bring in elementary school girls for high school girls to mentor them, and that's one of the things that they do. We do a lot in the community. Michaela this year was a moderator for the Children's Business Fair, and she's also an entrepreneur. She sells bath and body products. So I'm sorry that she cannot be here today, but I'm going to accept the award on behalf of her.
Goodness gracious.
wanted to say that. And before we move any further, you know, it's all about sisters celebrating sisters, right? Supporting one another. We have someone here whose birthday that we just want to celebrate. And so I'm going to ask that our sister come up.
You know what sister? My sister.
Yes. You know who you are.
What is her birthday today?
Her birthday was March 21st, and God has blessed her with 60 years.
So we just want to say happy birthday. We just want to honor you. 60 years, that's a blessing. And so we're going to ask that if we all would just sing happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Cynthia. Happy birthday to you.
Welcome to the club. And this is my biological sister. I'm the big sister. She is my only living relative of my core family. My brothers are gone, my parents are gone, so she got to deal with me. Okay, so she drove here from Maryland. Actually, Felicia was trying to surprise me to have her here. The last time I saw her is when we buried our brother 4 years ago. So it's my birthday too, y'all. Because I love to celebrate. Every day that God allows us to be alive, it's really our birthday, okay? But again, thank you, happy birthday. I asked her what she wanted. She said, I don't want anything, but God has gifted you to be in a room full of beautiful people, to love you and support you and just be around you today. So happy birthday.
Thank you. She is a blessing. She is such a blessing. She has such a sweet spirit. So we thank you. And thank you for sharing your sister with us.
Well, thanks for sharing her.
Well, we share her. Okay. Okay. All right, we're gonna do the next nominee. And so I'm excited, all of you have, I've been excited to hear the presentations and to hear your stories and just to celebrate you. We are now gonna celebrate this young lady. She is an amazing speaker. She is an amazing writer. She is the founder of Just Right. She is also the founder of Amani. She serves in the community, often behind the scenes. If it's anything you want written, she can write it. And she will make anybody sound good and does amazing presentations. We have had the opportunity to work together on grants, on other writings, on just anything. And she will come behind me. When she first started, she would come behind me and change my whole sentence. And I'm like, wait a minute, that's not what I said. She was like, well, that's what you should say. And she just has an amazing skill to write. She's an excellent speaker, but she serves behind the scenes so often that you don't see her. You don't see the things that she do, because if anybody does an event, she'll pop on and she'll do the behind the scenes things. She will serve in that way. She has a giving heart and spirit where she blesses the community. One of the things that impresses me the most about this young lady is that, you know, it's easy to give of your time and your gifts and your talents when you got it like that, right? When your pockets look good and when you are already established. And sometimes it's an extra sacrifice when people ask you to do things for them and you could be working someplace else, but you do it because you are concerned about your community and you are all about helping your community and your sisters. This young lady often will get pulled because of her great skills and talent. And sometimes It's in areas where she may not get all the recognition or compensation. And to me, that's truly a servant because she goes. She goes wherever there is an opportunity. And so I am pleased. She has been a friend. We have been many things to each other over the years. I've learned a lot from her, even though she's much younger than I am. She is all about loving her family, her community, and her sisters. And so I am pleased to honor Jessica Anderson with this one of this as this year's being the mother of Antoine.
Amen.
Incredibly blessed because I have been raised by strong women from the very beginning, but also young women, and they come to you and they have creative ideas and they have things that they want to do that maybe haven't been done before, that you nurture and that you encourage that. That's why I love that we have, for the first time, younger girls here who get to see what it looks like when they continue to serve and when they continue to help their community and network with other women. This is such an honor. We've been doing this for 5 years now. Really, these two started it and got it running, and they have been persistent through many, many things. Everything came together beautifully this year, but it looked a lot different than what we originally thought it was going to be, and still, it was pulled off. And so she did hold off until the very last minute to tell us that we were also going to be recognized. So I just thank y'all for this, and I'm proud to be here and proud to be a part. So, I don't like this. I don't like public speaking. I'm trying to be over there for my camera. But the woman who raised me is the next nominee, and she has, how long have you been? I don't remember. She's been teaching for a very long time. And she retired, and then she unretired, and she's still teaching. And she also volunteers the James Farmer Scholars, partnerships, and helping kids move into the transition, like going to college and stuff like that from high school, and everything you can imagine. She's always doing something. She's AKA National Negro Women Council, literally everything. I don't think we have enough everything that my mom is into. So with that being said, I'd like to present Shirley Cornell Robinson.
You should take me up. This is my big thing.
Charlotte is very modest, but Miss SJ, she has a spirit of excellence, and so all those around her, she wants to be their best versions of themselves, and so she will push and challenge people to be their very best, and we have all been better as a result of it and her push. So thank you for all that you've done over the years. Miss SJ got to receive Charlotte's award the first year because Charlotte was on travel, and so she received the award for her daughter. And so now.
Ordinary people. God uses plain or ordinary people. He uses people just like you and me who are willing to do to the Father and ask, Lord, what will you have me to do today? How can I be used by you to bless someone else? I am truly humbled this evening to be here for this auspicious occasion, and I want to congratulate these two organizations for what they have started. And most importantly, those of you who know me know that I'm about students, about education and how important that is, because as parents and community leaders, we all have to be a part of the development of children. This is why we have community outreach, programs such as this. We have to work very hard to guide and direct the children and take up the slack that many children are missing. Our very presence here this evening attests to that. I just hail all of the community leaders and I am so grateful that you recognize some young people because they are our future. I mean, most of us are on the other side, man. We really need to leave these models in mind so these kids can follow them. We have to honor their bright minds, believe our children can learn. When I do SAT prep, I tell them, you can do this, and you don't have to adhere to anything that anybody else says about you, because you are you. It is so important that we assist our children in character development, in making choices that are sound and healthy, in loving themselves and in loving others. So in closing, I sincerely return the blessing offered to me this evening and pledge to continue to share my gifts with all who have a place in their hearts to accept and nurture the love in order to grow, blossom, and share likewise. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Ms. S.J. All right. So at this time, our next speaker, there's so many things that I can say about this woman. The one thing that it echoes throughout all of the women here are that they are servants, that they want to serve, that they want to help, that they want to make a difference, that they want to change situations. And so when I think of this woman, she is a servant at heart. I have witnessed her serve in many ministries. She worked, some years ago, she worked in the youth ministry as she was working with the praise dance team. She did praise dance for years, and then moved into ministry. I watched her help with the senior citizens. She would go to homes. If it was anybody in our church or in the community who family needed help, she would go help. One particular situation was it was a family that she actually went and served with this family as the mom was going through Alzheimer's. And she served. Anything, anywhere she can help, she will. If any of you have her on Facebook, you could attest to that. You will see her here today, here tomorrow, here, there, and everywhere. She travels, and if it's a need, she's going to go without a doubt. She shows up. She is the founder of HERS, Helping Each Reach Success, where she is committed to helping others' lives change. She offers workshops, trainings, mentoring, one-on-one group sessions. I've had the opportunity to partner with her to do workshops just to make others' lives different. She is also the founder of Guarding of Grief. This is an amazing ministry service that she offers. She is a certified grief and loss counselor, and she serves. She not only does she do the work virtually, she shows up. If there's a need, you see her, she is ministering, helping people through their journey of grief and loss. She works with children in grief and loss, and she is committed to this. It takes a special person to minister to somebody as they're going through grief and loss, and to show up, and not just show up. Those of you who know about grief and loss, people will show up the day of the funeral, but after the funeral is over, when the real work has to take place, where you gotta press in and you gotta face some real challenges and emotions and feelings, she shows up. She calls, she sends letters, she sends gifts, she sends books, she offers to be there, and not just to one person. You know, this is her work, this is what she gets paid to do, but she also gives that service free of charge. She is a mother, a grandmother, a friend, a sister, a counselor, all of that. But she is also, she works with such a spirit of excellence in everything that she does. For whatever reason, we have been linked. God did the connection, and she has encouraged me to be better in every single thing that I do. And so to me, that's just an example of sisters helping sisters. With all of us in the room, we should encourage each other to be our best and better selves. And she willingly does it. Sometimes even when you don't want to hear it. Okay? We had one of our vendors that worked on this event with us, and that's who she is. She is going to push you to be your better self. And so she began to tell the young lady, and I was like, that's who she is. I will make no apologies. You're going to be better for it if you listen. And that's just what she does. She is always about helping. I wonder, how can she be in so many places? You know, how could she? But then it just showed me, when you're doing the work that you are called to do, it looks easy. It looks easy, but I know it's not. She has such a love for people. She has such a love to help people. And so I'm better. Colorado's better. Fredericksburg's better. Her family is better as a result of who she is. And so I truly thank God for this amazing woman. She did not want to, she just didn't want to be acknowledged. And she kept saying, but we're supposed to do this for other people. And I kept saying, you know, I've been charged to do this and to acknowledge women who are making impacts and making a difference. And I'll be remiss, I will be held accountable if I did not acknowledge the amazing work, 2 years with Garden of Grief, and the lives that have been changed as a result of your commitment internationally, okay? That's what you're doing, international work. Not only is she in Colorado and Fredericksburg and wherever to call it, internationally. I sat on a support group with her, and we have people internationally that hopped on to hear her. And so those are the impacts that you're making, my sister. So when you ask if you deserve this, you deserve this. You did the work. You put the work in. Now, come on.
Head down, walking quickly.
It's a little, you know, it's just us. But it's just the work that you're doing. God sees it, we see it, and I just want you to know that we thank you for all that you're doing. Okay, thank you.
I should be tired, right? But I do want to say, Colossians chapter 3, verse 17 says, and whatever you do, whether in word or deed, do it all in the name of the Lord. That's my story. I'm sticking to it. Wherever God sends me, I will go as long as He provides. Thank you for this recognition today. It does mean a lot to me. It means more to me than I could imagine. Thank you. Thank you to all of you, and congratulations to the recipients who have received awards thus far. God bless you all. Keep doing the work.
I'm gonna take one more minute and just, if the recipients will look in their bags, it is a certificate. And that is the certificate that I was telling you for your stay at extended stay. So again, Vanessa, we wanna thank you for that. And use it, it's a nice hotel, go there and just enjoy it. Okay, so. Okay. So last but not least, definitely not least, okay, it gives us, so the three of us are gonna do this one. It took all three of us for this one. Last but not least, this young lady has been on my heart and my radar for many years. I think 2008, 2008, I had the privilege of meeting her. And since that time, she has shown herself to be a young woman on the move, about making businesses, about changing lives, about making impacts, about showing up and make you show up to be your better self. It gives me such a pleasure to have watched her, grow. We share many similarities, but we share the same name. And at one time, they would say Little Feet. And I'd be like, then I was like, oh no, she's Big Feet now. She's doing big things, And I'm so proud of her. She is a mother, she's a daughter, she is an ordained minister, she is an entrepreneur, she is a life changer, she is international, she is doing work in Ghana, Africa that we started together, that she picked up the mantle and she carried it on. And that's what it's all about, taking things to new heights and new levels. And so I am so, so proud of her. She is definitely, this award, to some, to her, she could have not shown up because she gets awarded for many things across the nation. People call on her and she's serving and she's been nominated and she's won many things. But she stays true and she's humble and she will show up for her sisters when called. And so we would like to, it took all of us. We would like to say, well done, my sister, well done. We are proud of you, we are still applauding you, we are still celebrating you, we are in the background, and we got you.
Felicia Back.
Yep, you can. Yep, you can. She is also our speaker for the evening. So let me tell y'all.
See?
Go on and get ready. Just lean back and get ready, because it's about to go down. That's all I'm saying.
Can we get a photo?
Anytime I call her, she's on it.
She told you who she was. She told you who her mother was.
While Simeon's bringing the phone, we all also in 2009 went on and Mrs. Lacey. We all went to Accra, Ghana on a missions trip, so it's a long story, but we're the 541B sisters too. We'll tell you the backstory later.
Her name is Felicia.
Yeah.
That's right.
One more?
See, y'all get ready. Get ready.
Her name is Felicia.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
She's gonna be a speaker too. She got the award. She got the award too.
All right. I didn't know that this was gonna
I thought I would have to be less churchy, but praise the Lord, everybody. All right. I am Felicia Washington Battle. I'm sure y'all can Google a bio or something. That's not important, but I am just glad and honored to be in the room. I was sitting over here with Miss Taylor, the lovely Mrs. Taylor. She's like, well, if I sit right here, I can see the speaker better. Not knowing you've been looking at me all. Congratulations. I don't care if you got an award today or if you didn't get an award today, just congratulations. A round of applause for everybody. Come on. Clap. No, for real, clap. 60 seconds, clap, clap. I'm telling you why you're clapping. You're clapping for every time you won. You're clapping for every time you lost. You're clapping for every up. You're clapping for every down. You're clapping for everybody that left. You're clapping for everybody that stayed. You're clapping for every promotion. You're clapping for every door that was open. You're clapping for every door that was closed. Come on, clap, 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 clap. Clap, 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 because God been good. Clap because you thought you weren't going to make it, but you did. Clap because you survived every day. Clap because you made it to today. Clap because you look good. Clap because you feel good. Clap. Come on, clap, 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 clap. Don't stop clapping. Why you clapping? Clap for the sister beside you. Come on, clap. Because you don't know her story. You don't know what it took to get here today. You don't know what she went through. You don't, but I guarantee you this, it won't ordinary. I can't hear nobody. Yes. Y'all better clap. 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 Clap for yourself. Because really, honestly, I appreciate y'all for making me pause, right? From doing what I do every single day and realizing, girl, you are not normal. I know it's ordinary women, and somebody said it earlier. Ordinary is by definition, it means normal. It means standard. It means routine. And I know I'm not the only one in the room. Nothing about my life has been normal.
That's right. That's right.
Can't hear nobody.
That's right.
Nothing about what I've accomplished or what people call has been success. Been routine. It has been routine. It has been a constant process of waking up and just trying to figure it out.
That's right.
And so moments like this force us to pause and realize that we really are superwomen. We really are extraordinary beings doing extraordinary things. And so I thank you, Reverend Felicia, and I thank you, Reverend Daniels, and I thank you, Little Jess, and I thank you, Miss Mary, and I thank you, Charlotte, for making us pause to realize, because sometimes, you know what? We have adapted so much that it has become normal.
Yes.
Can I get a witness?
Yes.
I ain't really signed up to be strong, but somehow it got to become normal.
Yes. That's right. That's right.
I can't hear nobody.
That's right.
I'm just trying to say, yeah. And so what we're clapping for, what we're celebrating for, what we got an award for, it's for good and bad. It's because I mean, we churchy now, because we realize all things work together to be good. It all worked, Miss Taylor. It all worked. That's why we're clapping, because somehow every up and down turned us into extraordinary women. Come on, you ought to clap it. It all worked. You ought to tell your neighbor, girl, it all worked. It all worked. To the young ladies that are in the room, it's gonna all work. Every disappointment, every young man, it's gonna all work. Tell a young lady it's gonna all work. All work. Yeah. know, my life has not been ordinary. And I know that your life has not been ordinary. And I don't even know at this point if I could live a normal life. I don't know if I could rest myself in whatever we deem as normal, Miss Mary. I don't know if I could take it. It might be too boring for me because I don't know what it feels like to sleep in. And I wouldn't know how to accommodate whatever people call normal. Somehow we've all managed to take abnormalities and win. Isn't that extraordinary? Do you know how abnormal being a single mother is? Do you know how not normal that is? Now, don't get me wrong. I know statistic-wise, because of volume, it's been made to look normal. But by definition, it takes two people to create a life. And so it naturally takes two people to sustain one. And so shout out to the single mothers in the room, because girl, you are not normal. Somehow by God's grace and his favor, we have accomplished and managed to raise these kids that we did not create by ourselves, and with the grace of God, they are doing just fine. But every day I have to rely on myself to provide for myself, and I've been doing that. We have managed to do the almost impossible. I'm sure if I pass the mic around the room, every one of your testimonies will reveal that your life has been far from ordinary, yet somehow we wake up every day and turn crazy into manageable routine. Somehow we've mastered the art of making crazy stuff look good. Come on now. Do you know how remarkable it is to fuss with your family all the way to church? And then to get in the sanctuary and smile on the same pew as if nothing happened? That is extraordinary. Clap for that. I know you've done it. I know you've done it. Do you know how extraordinary it is to go into the grocery store on a budget with these prices and still manage to get dinner for your family and feed them when it's a box of cereal is $6? That is extraordinary. Nobody else in the house, do you know? We can go through hell and wouldn't nobody know. That's right. We have a special energy, a special prominence that allows us to do extraordinary. And I think sometimes we do it so much, and I appreciate again the fact that you made us pause today and realize I'm not normal. In a good way. Not in a psychiatrist kind of way. The truth is, right, and I'm almost finished. I wasn't going to be up here long because the room, we had a good time. Hold on. Truth is, we come from a lineage of women who always knew how to make something out of nothing. I can't hear you. We come from a heritage of women who literally took scraps and made it gourmet.
Yes, right.
Do you know how extraordinary it is to figure out how to scientifically turn pig intestines into chitter? You ain't saying nothing to me. Talk to me good. How in the world traditions and been given literally nothing and been given what was left and made delicacy out of. This is the stock that we're made of. This is what the Lord created us to do, was be extraordinary. And so my only purpose today is to do what God called me to do and let you know that if you take whatever you've been given and make the best of it, you too are extraordinary. Because that's the stuff we made. Our mamas did it for years. Our grandmothers did it for years. We keep doing it. And I know sometimes we do it so much that it's normal. But sis, you're not normal. You are extraordinary. And I'm reminded of the story in the Bible. And you know the story. There was the widow, and they were coming to collect the debt. It wasn't even her debt. It was the debt that her husband had left. And they were about to take her son. How many of us still paying for other people's debt? Yeah. And it says, yo, I got a problem. And it says, well, what do you have in your house? I can't hear nobody.
All right.
What do you have, First Lady?
Come on.
In your house.
Right.
I can't hear nobody. Miss Taylor, what do you have in your house? I got enough to feed the community.